Hello everyone, this is Laketown, a completely non-creative name. So I have spent many hours laying out this city. It's a simple 9x9 grid, one of the standard maps, and just wanted to see what it would be like to have everything already put out there and have people rushing into the city. How long would it take for them to fill in? I have run this once out to about 30,000 people just to see what stupid mistakes I'd made with like electrical connectivities. I think there's still a few spots out here now that I'm seeing it, but mainly just to make sure I wasn't going to immediately cause everything to break and be really boring. I expect that there's still going to be a lot we'll have to fix as we go. So, we got a population of 0. I used unlimited money, so our weekly income is quite atrocious. And we'll take a tour while we set this thing running. So, the main reason I did this is I made these stupid interchanges, and they look really cool. They're completely impractical. They would mainly just kill people if anyone actually made such a thing, but they're moderately efficient. They're not like the Vortex ones, but you can find it on Steam if you want to play with it. It's under a Triple Concentric interchange, and basically you've got the road going one direction on it, and the road which goes down here on this center ring, and then you've got road direction going the other way on this middle ring, and then you've got an outside ring that you can use for extra connections and to undo traffic patterns that cause problems later on. Let's see, you can just see everything's going in the same direction. There's two roads, two paths going in and out of each ring to the next ring. Now, just going over the city real fast. Let's go ahead and bring up all of this. So everything is being powered by one of these power stations off in the corner. Didn't feel like putting out a whole bunch of nukes. The energy issues weren't something I felt like dealing with anymore than just trying to make sure connectivities happen, which obviously they are not. Real fast. Let's see. Why don't you have power? Yeah, I missed whole areas. I like making blocks big so I can run power lines down the middle of them early. You can also just run them through neighborhoods, and sometimes they'll go away, and sometimes they'll stay there and interfere until you do something about it. Nope, still can't quite take the tour because I still haven't got around to fixing this. Alright, that looks almost good enough to take a tour. That's weird. Oh, no it's not. Yay, okay. Now let's go back and take a tour. We're up to, well, 3,400 people. That doesn't seem very impressive yet. I've been recording for 7 minutes. Probably been running for 4 minutes. Alright, so, cool things are, out in the middle of the lake is our Chirpex pad. And it is supplied solely by this road that is coming out of this interchange. There are a pretty good number of low density residential areas up here into this corner, way back over here. I'm guessing this thing will get up to around at least 150. It is only a 9 square area, so Somewhere between 150 and 200,000 is probably where it's going to max out at. Now I built a little airport area over here. This is one of the dumber things I had to go through and correct, because as I was flattening out this land, I lowered it below the water level of the river, and this whole area that I thought I was so clever in designing ended up part of the lake. There is one railroad entrance into town right here, and then there is a second loop that has no outside connectivity, at least none of the stations except outside traffic, and that's just for taking people around the city. So there's a whole loop that runs on this, that runs parallel to the outside tracks much of the way. It cuts back in over here, and there's a station here, and I should follow the tracks. Station here, and a station here, and somewhere a station out here. Oh, that's interesting. I thought I built a station out here. Oh yeah, here it is. And then the main line is out here, and there's, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 cargo stations scattered around the outer rim of this, and then one set that runs through the center of town. This one's designed mainly to work with what I think are oil fields. Yeah, oil. Generic area, oil fields, mixture of farming and trees, mining? Yeah, sure, mining. Generic industry, farming. No idea if I've got enough food to feed my people here or not. More oil, more generic, more farming. Farming, and what's out here? Can't remember what that symbol is. But in any event, lots of different things I was trying here. I tried this strange interchange system to come off of this concentric ring. Anxious to see how that works out. But basically, traffic goes one way here, comes back the other way, and there's just exits and entrances that hopefully won't interfere with each other. Then, I've got these little isolated neighborhoods down here, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but they only have access to the outside world through this outer ring. Oh, and right here. But that still doesn't connect to an interstate, so that goes all the way around. In the test versions, the traffic got really backed up here quickly. There's just way too many people coming in from this direction, and they were interfering with the people coming out of the airport in ways that I would have never guessed. So I'm expecting this to still be horrible. I have done a few things to try to divert traffic around, but I'm guessing this thing closes down. Now, the thing I did not have when I was testing it up to about 30,000 was I had no useful public transport, and I believe I have good public transport now. There's a metro stop here. I don't think there's one. Yeah, there is. There's one right by the airport, and there's networks of them all over the place. So what I basically did was put a bunch of rings of subways. So this is a ring, this is a ring, this is a ring, this is a ring, that's a ring, and this is, I believe, another ring that's way out up here. So most of this carries people from residential into industrial and commercial areas, and then the rings connect at various points, overlap in places, and I have no idea how that's going to work out. But That's what all of this is for, is to see what works and what doesn't. And then you can sort of see the network of train stations. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passenger stations, which isn't very much, and it leaves this corner out, but I'd already run track up here for cargo, and I didn't see the point in making even more. I wanted to see if this worked first, if you could have a isolated train station system that would people would actually use to go different places. Now, one thing I don't know is whether there's anything that's on this side of town that isn't on this side of town that anyone's really going to need to pick up on. And, you know, one thing that's really missing in city skylines is you have all these tourists. There are no hotels. Isn't that odd? You can have business centers, but they're not going to be hotels around them. Seems kind of odd. In any event. Alright, let's see how things are looking. It's looking like I need water over here for some reason. Ah. There we go. Nice thing about doing a huge thing like this is that the water lines are pretty efficient and just stretch all the way across the map for the most part. And I did a pretty good job of making sure all of the critical functions are addressed. So there are, looks like I need some police down here. Maybe a little substation out here. We'll see how things go. Medical. Everything seems to be pretty well treated. I did not treat the oil patch people very well with medical. And fire. Fire also is bad in there. Alright, let's fix this corner real fast. Put it all the way out here on the edge of the river. Police. Also do that out on the edge of the river, I think. That's better coverage. Medical. Yep, none of that either. Alright, we got a little cluster of emergency service buildings. And they are probably going to want power. So, boom, boom. Alright, how are people doing? Hey, up to 16,000. And I can't see that people are clustering up too much yet. It is kind of curious how some places are completely empty and then some places get density. This out here. No, low density isn't any more popular. I always wondered if their algorithm has people with social mobility, starter homes, small families going to big families, or if it's more generic than that. Alright, so if you're familiar with this map, you know there are a bunch of entrances and exits off of it. We got one going out this way, one coming out this way, and these coming out here, and then a big train track, and another big train track, and another big train track. So lots of directions for people to get in. Looks like plenty of trains are going through. 250 passengers. I think that's saying 7 people got on that. Alright, that's not very impressive. What about our train station? You up? No. Alright. 124 serviced. And you can see that the metro is getting some action out of it. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. That is a lot of people. 456 from there. 898 from there. Alright, that's pretty impressive. Not a lot of people going and using the rail network, though, through town. Curious. Let's see. Four to none. Another one. Wow, they are just flying in and out. And by flying, I mean rolling. Alright. Now... So the transport hub seems to be doing its thing. And actually, you know, this is a lot less crowded. So that metro station, having the lines have really made a difference out here. Well, yeah, I guess that's like 405 people that didn't take cars. Because this is still pretty pleasant. Very pleasant. There's no slowdown at all. It's a dumb system, but it's really kind of cool looking, right? To come back to it at night. Put some plants in there. Continuing on, park coverage is really good. I got parks all over the place. People should be happy. I've got most of the unique buildings covered, at least the ones that I've unlocked. I still have some of the weirder ones that I've never gotten around to yet. I decided not to put the Eden project down. Maybe I'll do that after it plateaus out and just see if that makes a difference in any way. It's filling in though. Alright. How's our Chirpex rocket doing? For not many people, they're putting a lot of work into that. I wonder if those resources would be better used in town. Oh well. People like rockets. No visitors yet. And our weekly income has decreased even further. Now I threw a ton of these. I have no idea how much sewage control I needed, and you'll notice these are all of the old style vanilla ones. When I started this project, I had not modded anything really, so I had downloaded some buildings, as you can plainly see. But I really haven't added a whole lot onto the packs. I do have like the green system. I do have the green cities. I do have the advanced rails. In fact, I had thought about putting a blimp park out here too, and then a tram system going back and forth across the lake. But I forgot about all of that. So most of this is just vanilla. I am using some lighting mods to make it a little less computer gamey. Oh, look at all the busy people. Alright, let's look at traffic. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Wow, and that went down a lot. Up at 30,000. So you can see that I got rings all over the place in this town. Basically, they are the main connection points all over. You can see a bunch of smaller ones where I just basically eliminated the outer ring because there's probably no chance that they would be needed out in these sections. Here I have no idea if this is going to matter at all, but I've got a residential section and a dense residential section, and then all this farmland. And I thought I would try making a nice smooth exit system with parallel roads that people could get back and forth on. So these aren't one way except for the entrances and the exits. And I had originally put this as exit only, so all of the things would have to go this way, and then I decided the people that are in this area probably don't want to have to go all the way through here and back down. So I went ahead and made one entrance into it. On the other hand, that probably means that anyone coming off of this isn't going to go all the way to here to come back to it. City planning. So yeah, everything's looking pretty good. This also was pretty beastly. I didn't know if this was going to work. So again, this is coming off of Main Line into town, sort of the main thoroughfare, and big industrial area, big high density area. And I just made this bridge system to let people get in and out of it. But right now it's looking okay. Wow, this subway line's really made a huge difference, because this was choking already. And I am beyond where I took it the first time, so that's kind of exciting. You can see I did add a bunch of these little ramps out onto the outer concentric ring, just to help people get to where they needed to go without getting onto this. Unless they really wanted to get onto this. But a lot of people coming off there. You can see I went ahead and put wider lanes onto this so that people going in either direction could not all line up in the same lane, which is one of the weirder things that happens in the game. Same deal here, people come out, if they stop they can use all 3 lanes to get around. This looks a lot more crooked than as it was designed, and it's just because it's trying to conform to the terrain. I'm actually kind of amazed that it would go down in so many places, because this is clearly on a hillside. Yeah, surprising lack of backups. Now I did leave a fair amount of extra space so that I can fill in with other buildings depending on where this maxes out at. I almost always am lacking in commercial real estate, so that's almost everything I do I end up having to add a whole lot of extra commercial district to keep people happy, to keep the city growing. So lots of area here, lots of area here, area up here. I also, I'm kind of hoping that this turns into a net exporting city, but I don't know what the ratio of manufacturing to people is to make that happen. There are train stations, cargo stations everywhere, so they shouldn't have trouble importing what they need into the commercial areas. One thing I found that was definitely important is, and this is true pretty much for any kind of interchange, but when you got people going out to stoplights, wherever they are, you really want a nice long path off of the freeways before they hit those lights. Otherwise, it'll back all the way up out onto the freeways. Probably not pro enough to call that a pro tip, but that is a very useful thing to keep in mind. Short exit ramps cause backups. Wow, I cannot get over how smooth everything is. Alright, I got 42,000 people. I wonder how many are using. So about 1 in 7. One in 7 are using public transport. The bus lines are not as popular as the subway. The train is utterly useless again. I don't know. I don't know what to do with trains. Clearly. And also very important, which I did not do here, but I'm sure this will turn into an object lesson at some point, is whenever you have exchanges in between train tracks, you probably want to make sure those exchanges are longer than a train, so that if one of them backs up on it, it doesn't back up the whole line beyond it. I bet I'll end up having to stretch that out. Alright. There are 0 people using that passenger train. Do I not have a line for it? Well, that might make a difference. Yeah, I just didn't have a line. Well, that's brilliant. Alright, going the other way. Alright, let's see if that gets more people using it. Let's see, is there anything else important I should be looking at? Population, surprising number of teens already. No seniors yet. No one thinks of this as a retirement community. And we are importing... Yeah, we're importing a lot more than what we're releasing. Alright, well, hopefully that changes as time goes on. It'd be nice to see an industrial, show the supplies from industrial areas to commercial areas. I don't think there is such a thing. You can see the various districts here. Not sure why I never put one there, but maybe I never made up my mind what it would be. Almost everywhere gets fire alarms, better parks, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm not letting these guys abuse their employees like they oughta. Let's make the oil things get smoke detectors, because that's always good. Wow, 50,000 and no traffic problems. That's crazy. Alright, this thing's starting to choke a little bit. Let's go take a look. Oh, that's not bad. That's not choking at all. That's just busy. Wow, I cannot believe how much difference the subway lines have made. That's amazing. Let's see how my bus lines are. Yeah, I got bus lines everywhere. Running up and down these streets, up and down those streets, all through here. Yeah, I got bus lines everywhere important. Should launch a rocket. Wouldn't it be fun to have a rocket launching center in the middle of your city? You know, as long as they did everything right. Hey. Oh well. What a useful town. Alright. Pick up the speed again. Man, we are a long ways from everything filling up. You need power. How shall I get it to you? Alright. I guess I'm going to start destroying some of these. Alright, well that wasn't tedious at all. Let's see how we're doing. 66,000. And how's traffic? You know, that's what the game's really all about. Little reds. A little bit of red here and there. That's definitely the worst spot still. Let's zoom in and take a look. Nah, not bad. What are you complaining about? People are just humming along. I can't help it. I know they're stupid, but they look so pretty. Oh, no. I don't even know why they paused over there, but they did. Man, I cannot get over the difference that those mass transit lines have made. So we're at 67,000, and yeah, still about 1 in 7, 1 in 8 are using the trains, using mass transit. That's pretty cool. They are not really using this though. Nah, I just don't understand. I guess there's really only 5 stops, and I would have thought this area was a place that they would like to go to, but maybe not. Alright. 19 service last year. That is not a good use of money. Wow, almost 1,000. One of these days I'll click on that and see how many are coming in on the train. But so far my skills are poor. How many are riding that? Come here, come here. 134. Wow. That's just hilarious. But no one crosses the street to get across the lake. That is funny. You know, maybe it's just that the metro line is a much more direct path than the train line is. Because the train line takes you all the way out on a circle. Out past here before you get back to here. Same thing going the other way. Whereas the metro lines take you direct. That's gotta be it, right? It's gotta be it. Wow, look at those numbers. That is just great. Alright. Well, things are going smoothly. I thought this would be a little more interesting thing with me panicking constantly. Trying to fix the horrible traffic nightmares I had created. But everything's really just going smoothly. I don't see any kind of backups out here. Of course, there's a lot of empty space still. So yeah, this thing's gotta get up over like 170, right? This doesn't even really look like half population density. Oh, that's why I never put a neighborhood in here, a zone in here. It's because I never picked what it would be. This one I elevated. I imagined I was going to have a bunch of roads going under it, and then I ended up not doing that. I just ran the train tracks under it. Still kind of fun. What if there's a traffic accident mod? Because you never see them, like, responding to traffic accidents. They're always responding to buildings, right? Oh. I got a water issue. Oh. Do I have a water issue? I'm starting to get a water issue. Pollution. That's all clean out there. Alright. Let us put a few tanks in. And put a few more out here. Alright, it should be alright for our water for a while. Hey, almost breaking even. Yay! Look, we're a profitable city now. I cannot get over how smooth the traffic is. Now, on the one you download, if you download it off of Steam, they'll already have these interchanges all on the inside between these four. So people going to the right, as far as these interchanges go, won't have to get on the rings at all. This one I hadn't done it yet, so everything's a lot uglier. And then apparently I decided they needed a way to get off on this side. Huh. Well, it's not busy at all, so you can't tell if it's actually clever or not, but that seemed to work for people get off there, people get on here. Yeah, not bad. Again, not very busy yet, so can't really tell if it's performing well or not. Alright, well, oh, this one's starting to back up. Where on earth are you going? Oh, you're going out that way. Alright, so let's build. I know it's a little early yet, but let us build an exit ramp that will let people who are getting off of here not have to do the full loop around, which granted is kind of cool, but and then let's also just go ahead and build one from here down to there. Yeah, might make a difference. So no one is using it yet. Oh, hey, look, they're using this one already. Alright, that makes me happy. I'm still seeing people come down here to get off, but yeah, there we go. Alright, well, there's a couple of bypasses for trouble. I wonder if I should bring people up from here. Because I could bring people from here up onto this ring, so that anyone who's trying to get to this direction might find that easier. Yeah, because as it is, oh no, they can go up from there to there. I don't know if they'll shortcut that or not. Oh well, we'll see what happens in the future. But really, this thing for, wow, 80,000 people. 80,000 people, and this thing is really not choking at all yet. It'd be nice if you could put a metric out and just see how many cars are using a particular road. Because, I mean, this is busy. There are a lot of people coming into the city. This is all perfectly fine. There are no issues at all over here. Not even close. Wow, this is not being used much at all. Not being used much at all. Still no demand. No demand for anything. Wow, this is a really crunched up. Yeah, I probably could have leveled that out and made that a bit prettier. That's ridiculous. Alright. Some of them look beautiful. Some of them look like you left the record album sitting on your dashboard. And if you know what that looks like, you are probably old. Yeah, there is just no backup anywhere. Okay, so if you are ever curious, does my mass transit really make any difference? It makes a difference. I am just stunned. Well, there are not nearly as many people coming from this direction. I don't know what city is out this way, but it sucks. You're still choking for water. That means I did not make my lines good. Oops. Sorry. That's what happens when you leave the chirper off. Couldn't hear him complaining. Terrible mayor. Terrible mayor. Yeah, there's still a lot of... Wow, that is like... maybe 50 or 60% occupied. Lots of open space through here. They're not even using this. Not using that at all. Got water? Yeah. Alright, well, we're an hour in. I'm going to pause it here, and we'll kick it over here again later.